Welcome to the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, your one-stop shop for all things West Indies cricket. By the fans, for the fans.
And I listen to the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. This is Kimar Roach, and I listen to the Caribbean Cricket Podcast.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live watch-along of the CPL game number 18 of the CPL. I'm your co-host of the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, Machel St. Patrick Hewitt. I'm here again. Can you believe it? Last night, I did a live. It finished at 3:20 a.m., the earliest one of these games has finished so far. You lot weren't with me on the live because obviously I'd locked it off by 6 overs of the Barbados Royals reply. You see, when that game finished at 3:20, you should have seen me. I was celebrating like God had given me the greatest gift in the world. You see that same energy? I want that same energy again today. I want Guyana to bowl 20 overs of spin. I want this game done by 3 o'clock in the morning so I can go about my business and go to bed. Because you see this back-to-back midnight thing? It's killing me. But here I am. I love this game. And here again, I was just doing I was just on Hits 92 FM in Jamaica, speaking with Jordan Fort, Philo Wallace, looking at the World Cup squad. Don't know if any of you are in Jamaica or Jamaicans. So I just had a really good chat about that. There's a lot of questions about that World Cup squad. Everyone's like, oh, yeah, it's a good squad. I'm not saying it's not. I am saying there's far more questions about it than people have probably given credit for. Santoki and I are recording an episode on it, I think, tomorrow, And yeah, so that'll come out on West Indies on 99.94, whether tomorrow or Friday. But obviously, lots of you are going to ask questions about that squad in the midst of this particular live and so on and so forth. Press like, press share, press subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. But it's a big game. The chicken curry versus curry chicken derby. Trinidad versus Guyana. There's no bigger game in CPL. This is the game. The biggest game in CPL without a shadow of a doubt. Who you got? There must be pure Trinis in this chat today. Pure Guyanese. Let's see. Is Fireball in the Queen's Park Oval? Fireball says, big up everyone. He is. He's at the game in the Oval. Trini Posse is packed. A lot of Guyanese have shown up. Yeah, not surprised. Hopefully it's them who's crying. Big game. I'm a neutral in this. As a Jamaican, as a Talawars fan, may the best team win. Let me just get my diary. Here we go. Let me see who's in the chat. Here we go. Who's in this now? Aaron says, can anyone explain why Shy Hope is still the Guyana team and much less open innings? I cannot explain. Guyana, I think, have got their squad composition wrong. I think Guyana's squad was selected with a gamble that the fact that the tournament ends in Providence, it ends in Guyana. I think Guyana selected a squad for Guyanese conditions. I don't think they expected to be so terrible coming into the last 2 legs of the tournament. And it may be that Guyana, Trinidad need to win today. Guyana don't have to win today because they've played only 4 games. Trinidad have played 5. But both teams could do it winning. Guyana do not want to go into their home leg of the tournament with too much to do. So we shall see. Looks like Romaro Shepherd's going to get the ball. He must be gutted. But he's only got himself to blame. I didn't want him in the World Cup squad. I didn't want him in there. I'm glad to see he's not in there. He needs to reload and come again. Yo says Sterling has a little niggle, I think. I promise you they do not want to continue with Hope on the top. I don't even know who's opening. I haven't even looked at what. Sorry, the teams, people. Sorry. I should, for those who don't know the teams. So, TKR, Puran, Webster, Munro, Seifert. The top order has struggled so much this year for TKR. Pooran got a 50 last time out, opening the innings. He's opening again. Pollard, Dre Russ, Narayan, Hussain. Big for TKR that Akil Hussain is back. Ravi Rampal, Darin Dupavilion, and Jaden Seals. And then the Guyana side, Hope, Hemraj, Ingram, Clarkson, Hetmeyer, Smith, Shepherd, Paul, Junior Sinclair, who's in for Gudakesh Multi, Imran Tahir, and Tabrish Shamsi. Big game feel, big game atmosphere. Let's go, you know. Eating my grapes. Nigel Duguid, he's out there. He's going to skin teeth today. He's going to do a couple teeth outs and then skin his teeth at the same time. Game is amped. Wait, what? They said that Shea Hope has split webbing in his hand. So who's keeping then? Clarkson's keep. Oh, Sterling has come onto the field as a substitute fielder. First ball, gone. First ball, Shepherd strikes. LBW. Webster, I think you've got to review that. I think that's a bit high, but he's given him. It's skidded on. I think it's a bit high. Is Pooran going to tell him to go on his way though? Yeah, they review him. I thought that was a bit too high, but it's Duguid. You might as well appeal because he's likely to give you out. Oh. Badri says he doesn't think it's high. I thought it was a bit too high. Badri says he doesn't think height's an issue. It's a legal delivery. Right, it skids on. Yeah, that's clipping top. I think that's clipping the top. Yep, I think that's. If anything, it's clipping the top. It's out. That's out on umpire's call at worst. Clipping the top of the bell, surely. Gone. First ball. TKR top order woes continue yet again. First ball of the game. Webster's got a duck. TKR in problems. Romario Shepherd must have taken that drop to heart. Strikes. First ball. Let me see what Santoki's saying. He must be celebrating, boy. We're going to find out what Santoki's saying. Only 12 of you in the live? Nah, I'm not staying until 3 o'clock for 12 of you. Let me update Twitter, people. Right, let's see. All right, just update Twitter. Let people know that the live is going on. Yeah, let's move. Okay, fine. Let's move people back into the live. So let's get into the comments. 20 of you in the live. Let's up the numbers. Let's up the likes. Let's up the subscribes. In fact, let me go look at the subscribes. Oh my God. Sorry, people. That was me with my own echo there. Right, Munro and Sifa owe TKR and innings, you know, because somebody messaged me after TKR's defeat yesterday and they said, what's gone wrong for TKR this year? And I gave them 6 reasons. Let me find the 6 reasons I gave. I said, reason number 1, Akil's been injured since game 1. Reason number 2, people have underestimated how big a loss Ali Khan is. Reason number 3, the team composition. They haven't known where they should be batting Nicholas Puram. Now he's opening. Reason number 4, TKR's overseas players have added nothing this year. Reason number 5, who the hell is the head coach? Obviously, I know he's the assistant coach for KKR, but who is he? Maybe he's the wrong person for the job. Oh, is that LB? No. He's Munro's gone. Wait, what the hell just happened there? Was that an overthrow for 4? Is Shimron going to do a review here? Munro went for an ugly hoik across the line. Shimron's got 2 seconds. Nah, it's too late. No, time's up. Wait, what? No. What's going on? Hold on. So what? The timer on the screen isn't the timer? So what's the point of the timer on the screen? Shimron did that review about 4 seconds after the timer on the screen. You're saying umpires keep the time. If that's the case, then don't show us the time. Anyways, Munro's shot was an ugly hoik across the line. I need to see it again. I wasn't really paying attention to whether it was too high or not. I was just like, oh, that's an ugly hoik across the line. The leg buys went for 4. I didn't think it was out, but here we go. Ooh, I reckon that's out. I reckon that might be out here. Is it rising? He's out of the crease. It's out of the crease. Surely that's going over the top. Yeah, going over the top, missing. Bad review. They lose that review. And it went for 4 leg buys, so TKR should be 4 for 1 there. Hetmeyer must have got excited. I wonder if... Anyways, let me not talk. Let me go back to some comments. I haven't really looked at the comments of what you lot are saying. Sterling is out there. Hope hurt the webbing in his hands just before the start of the match. So Sterling is substitute fielder for Hope. I don't think he's actually playing instead of Hope. He's just substitute fielder. Anyway, Shepherd bowling with a bit of pace and fire. Another ugly hoik from Munro, and it's a French cut gone fine for 4. Energy in the crowd. Energy. Right. Do you know how many comments? Do you know how far behind I am on the comments? Right, let's get going. Let's go through these comments. Seamus is here. Aaron is here. Hello, big up yourselves. Michael says the Trinis might win this one. Yo says it's another night of me trying to not fall asleep. I slept for 35 minutes between 10:20 and 10:50. Driven, well fielded on the perimeter, though. Is that Hetmeyer on the perimeter? Javid says Guyana tonight. Sheldon says Sterling has not done anything. I think he's been injured, though, hasn't he? Yo says there's more questions than answers about the World Cup squad. Let's keep going. Aaron says, I like the World Cup squad, to be honest. It shows selectors have the balls to make difficult calls. Yeah, I give you that. Michael says, surely no way TKR loses. Yeah, but we've been saying that every game. Again, hoik across the line by Colin Munro, and that's 1. And that's the end. That's the end of the first over, and TKR are 9 for 1. Munro has survived an LBW shout. Maybe today is a day where him and Sifa actually do something for TKR. Right, where are we? The numbers might not be high today, because I don't know. The numbers won't go up until the Trini uncles and Guyanese uncles find the live. So share it, people. Share it in your Facebook group. Share it in your WhatsApp. Tell them to come join the Caribbean Cricket Podcast community. Right, where are we? Where are we in these comments? Javid says, why was Correa selected in that World Cup squad? It's bizarre to say the least. They've taken the gamble. What I keep saying to people who ask me about this Correa thing is, rather than look at why Correa was selected, look at why Hayden Walsh wasn't selected. Hayden's stock has fallen so badly that Yannick Correa could come out of nowhere. Yes, he played against New Zealand. This is not literally nowhere. But it also talks about the lack of Junior Sinclair will take the next ball. They've brought in the right arm off break Junior Sinclair. For those who don't know, he is, of course, related to Kevin Sinclair. This will be because of the number of left-handers in TKR's order. First ball defended out to the covers. So it's more about the paucity of wrist spin options in the Caribbean, and Yannick Correa is the most recent one on their minds, and they've just gone for a gamble because they don't think that Walsh Jr. is consistent enough. Munro pulls that one, gone, 6. That looks like it's flat on the ropes, and that's a 6. Sinclair taken downtown. Munro's got energy today, though. $30 of you in the live. Let's up the numbers. Like, share, subscribe. Trini Posse looking lively today. The curry chicken curry derby has got the whole. This is a Wednesday. Crowd is amped up. Who will win today? Curry chicken or chicken curry? Oh, it's a 4. It's not a 6. Michael says bit rough on Fabian not being in the World Cup squad. I agree. I think apart from Akil Hussein, who else is a triple threat player in the Caribbean? I think it's rough on Fabian. Maybe he'll go as a reserve. Aaron says, Javid, in my opinion, he was selected because they knew Hayden would get licks and they took a punt. Yeah, I think so, Aaron. I think that's right. Dugid better. Yo says, Dugid better not get on Pollard's bad side today. Yeah, but you better believe Pollard might shove him, you know. Javid says, I thought Alan's fielding skill got into the squad. Yeah, it's triple threat. Fielding, bowling, batting. Sheldon says, good toss to win. Who won today? Sorry, I forgot about the earlier game. Talawars versus Patriots. So Patriots won. Talawars batted first and lost last night. TKR lost, having batted first. So I think TKR will have the advantage of having batted yesterday, knowing that they're going to need at least 180. At least 170 minimum to be in with a chance here. Unless, of course, Guyana collapse. Michael says the logic that Lewis gets in but not Dre because he hasn't played is a bit silly. Exactly, Michael. Or Munro advances down the track. No, that can't be out, surely. Excellent fielding from the youngster Sinclair. I thought that was an easy single, but Sinclair's picked that up and chucked it in one motion. Clausen, I think that might be out. I think that might. No, he's in. He's in. The problem was Sinclair's throw to Clausen was too high. So by the time Clausen took it, and the motion of coming down, it gave Munro that extra second to get him. So yeah, back to Michael's point. This is the point I was making. They've basically not even intimated, they've basically said, without saying it directly, Lewis will take a fitness test. Now he's in the squad. So my argument is, and this is what I text Santoki straight after the press conference saying, but if Lewis has got in and they're admitting that he now needs to take a fitness test, surely there's a whole bunch of players in the tournament where you could have taken that same gamble and be like, well, yeah, there might be fitness issues, but we'll work that out afterwards. So they've left themselves open to a bit of criticism there. Seamus says 108 strike rate. Who's that, Seamus? I don't know who you're talking about. Morgan says Cottrell's a surprise inclusion. Again, just come back from injury. Munro's gone after. He's cleared the outfield. And is that Hemraj? Or is that Chemo? Chemo comes around the boundary and restricts that to 2. That's the end of the second over. And the TKR, are 17 for 1. Much better start, much better intent, much better energy from TKR today. Where's the comments? Where was I last at? Yeah, Cottrell. Yeah, so I think that's a surprise inclusion. Again, he doesn't look like he's... Cottrell, to me, so far in the tournament, doesn't look like he's match fit. And let me explain what I mean by that. He's match fit. I don't think he's match sharp. So again, it's a gamble to pick him in the hope that they can get him ready for the World Cup. But again, I would assume that Cottrell's not like he's not going to be a definitive starter. Like Obed McCoy and Alzari Joseph are the starting fast bowlers. I don't know if Cottrell 100% gets into the side anyway. I feel like he's gone as a backup bowler, and there might be certain games where you play him because of his ability to strike with a new ball. But we shall see. That's ultimately why he's got picked, though, his new ball ability, or early power play ability, I should say. That's a wayward delivery by Shepherd. Pace on it, on the legs, sorry, on the pads. That's smooth feed. That's food and drink for Nicholas Puram. 4 runs. Oh, Trinidad have come out here on a mission today. It's like playing Guyana has energized them. Let's go back to some more comments. Shepherd back in again. Again, Pured drives, can't beat the infield. No run. Javed says, I hope Lewis does his fitness tests. Yeah, you'd hope so. Seamus's stream is delayed, so I'm giving him spoilers, or we all are probably. Yo says Trini Pussy silence. I don't know, yo. Sounding pretty lively to me. Guyana will need another wicket to silence them further. Sachin says Romario's going to take 5 today. He's vexed. I just want to see Romario be good again. And that ball, well, boy, Puram flashes that outside the off stump. It's gone for 4. 25 for 1 for TKR. $45 of you in the live. Press like, press subscribe. Caribbean Cricket Podcast. Hetmeyer talking to Romario Shepherd, probably saying to him, brother, don't sell out the game today. I beg. I beg you don't sell out the game. Michael says Romario revenge game incoming. Well, here he comes for the 4th ball of his over, and Puran treats that with respect. No run. 4 balls, 8 runs of Shepherd's second over. Sachin says, who am I backing? I mean, I don't really care who wins. I mean, if I had to pick someone, I'd probably say TKR because I've got more players in their team that, I don't know, I like as cricketers to watch. But if Guyana win, I'm not bothered. And that one is gone. Length, meat and drink again to Puram. Pulls across the line. That's gone for 6. Romario, if this is his revenge game, then boy, it's getting kind of sticky and long for him out there. 14 runs off the over, 1 more to go. Where's Santoki? I need to find this guy. Let's see if he's hiding or if he's tweeting on Twitter. Where is this guy? Surely he's watching somewhere. Now Aldine Smith going up to Romario Shepherd. 54 of you in the live. Have you pressed like yet? If you haven't pressed like, press like. Why do we have to beg for the likes? When you come into the live, I beg you just press the like. Gone. Shepherd follows up, gives the primal roar outside the off stump. Puran chases it, nicks off to Klaassen, and Puran's got a goal for 15. You can see that Romario Shepherd is pumped up. It looks to be like a combination of I'm pumped up because everybody thinks I'm a joke man, and I'm pumped up because it's Trinidad versus Guyana. Either way, Puran's gone for 15 off 7 balls. The thing is, what I would say about Romario Shepherd is, if it takes you getting dropped to suddenly bowl with some level of, I don't know, zip, bite, energy, threat, then that says more about him than it does. Like, that's not a good thing. Like, it shouldn't have had to get to this. It could just be because he's playing Trinidad, though. Anyways, Tim Seifert in. So these two old Trinidad, two overseas players barely contributed so far in the tournament. They need to not leave it for Pollard and Dre Russ and all that lot. They've got to try and contribute. Crucial point in the game coming. I guess you kind of sense that there's 3 more overs of this power play still, so you don't want to lose 3 wickets of the power play, but you still do want to keep the intent up. So it'll be intriguing to see how TKR go about it. They're going at 10s at the moment. Anyways, Junior Sinclair back in for his second over, and Munro goes straight after that. 1 bounce, 2 bounce, 4. So they're keeping the intent up. 56 of you in the live. Like, share, subscribe. Subscribe to the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. Where's my banner? Roll to 4K, people. We're on, in fact, I need to go and look, see how many subscribers we're on. We're on 3,000. And Munro again goes after that one, drills that down the ground for 1 to the man at long on, who comes running in. We're on 3,053 subscribers. Let's see, can we get to, let's try and set ourselves a target. Can we get to 3,100 by the end of this live? So we'd need another 47 subscribers. It's unlikely, but you never know. Like, share, subscribe to the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. The highest number of concurrent viewers there were yesterday was 115 at any one time. It was over 6,000 views in total for the stream. Let's try and get higher. Come on, this is a chicken curry chicken derby. So there's some comments I haven't gone back to look at. I'm coming to that in a minute. That's why he's going to have to reload that one, Junior Sinclair. All right, let's go back and find comments that I haven't said yet. Oh, there's loads of comments I've missed. Sorry, people, I'm coming. You must be wondering what I'm doing. Where are we? Okay, so Errol Johnson says, I like the World Cup squad purely because we have 14 players who committed to playing for West Indies. We'll see if Lewis plays well and justifies his inclusion. I think people need to explain to me, if Lewis is fit, who's not playing? You surely aren't dropping Brandon King and Carl Mayers. So then who's batting number 3? Food for thought. Javed says TKR are not going to make it into the top 4. Okay, interesting. They've still got 5 games left, including this one. And remember, only Barbados are actually winning. Everybody else is taking points off each other. Yo says Sterling is in the field. I don't know yet. Somebody tell me, is Hope not in the lineup then? And that's the final one of the over, and that's the end of the 4th over. TKR 38 for 2. Colin Munro leading the way at the moment with 18 of 13. Sorry, it's a 4 overs. Sorry, it's not 3 overs. Let me change that. So they're going at just under 10s at the moment. Right, let's go find the comments where it was at. I think you lot are saying that Sterling is in the playing 11. Fine. The comments. Marissa says thoughts on Johnson Charles in the squad. Yep, I think that's fair enough. It was always, I mean, it was obvious that it was always going to be Charles or Fletcher. So Charles won the race. Good for him. So they turn to Chemo Paul now. So Romario Shepherd out of the attack. Surely Hetmeyer's not going to be a dunce and bring Romario back at the death, but he will have 2 more overs to bowl at some point. Kemo Paul into the attack. And Munro cuts that down to Shepherd on the boundary, 1 run. Orin says, how do you manage teaching with this as well, Mash? Good question. Tomorrow I don't teach any lessons. It's my one day of the week where, although I'm in work, I don't actually have any lessons to teach. So part of me feels like I can afford to be a zombie tomorrow, but I'm glad for the break. I'm doing all the games on the weekend, actually, so it's going to be mad on the weekend. So just to fill everyone in, Saturday, well, I'm actually going to the football on Saturday, but I'm doing the night game on Saturday. So that's Knight Riders versus Taloirs. And then on Sunday, I'm doing both of the games. So the Royals versus Guyana, bit of a break. And then Knight Riders versus Kings. And then it's the Queen's funeral. So I can afford to then sleep the rest of the next day, recovering from that 3-match stint on the weekend. So if you're about on the weekend, join me in the lives. Speaking of that point though, Orin, I've handed in my notice at my job, not because Caribbean Cricket Podcast is going to make me money. Of course it's not. I just want to look at some other options. I'll still teach, but I just don't want to teach all day, every day. I want to mix and match it with some other stuff, pursue some opportunities, see what happens, etc. I don't know. We'll see. Where are we? Let's look at some more comments. Yo says, it took me about an hour to settle and think that Corral was only there because of Hayden Walsh's terrible run. Sachin says, Providence is going to be mad from what I'm hearing. I've heard that all the games for Guyana are sold out and then some. Sachin, yeah, Alan is a triple threat, correct. Vish says TKR should give, bowled into the pitch there by Kemo Paul. Good bowling so far, 4 balls, 1 run only. Santoki and I spoke about this in our West Indies on 99.94 episode on the Warriors. We know what the Warriors can do with spin. We know that Shamsi and Tahir can soak up the runs. It's whether the combination of Paul, Shepherd, and Odean Smith can supplement them. So far, so good. I mean, Shepherd's still being expensive, but he's taken 2 wickets. Can Paul and Odean follow up? Sachin says, does Evan start? Good question. Oh, sorry. Vish says, drop Webster. I don't know if they'll do that, to be fair. Michael says, Sheldon needs to do a test as well. Yeah, exactly. Dre and Narayan sounds sus. Yeah, I cannot believe that Desi said that Puran spoke to Narayan and Narayan said he don't want to play. Only in West Indies cricket can a selector say, well, boy, the captain spoke to a player said he don't want to play. West Indies cricket, boy. Last ball of Kemo Paul's over. Tim Seifert already soaking up the balls and achieving nothing. And that's the end of over. Excellent first over from Kemo Paul. Only 2 runs off it. And TKR 40 for 2 off 5 overs. Steady start. I'd say that's that's a par start so far. They'll probably want a big last over, but you'd imagine Imran Tahir will bowl the last over of the power play. Yep, so Yo confirms Hope is out and Sterling is playing, as per CritBuzz. Fish says he thinks West Indies will play 3 openers, King, Mayers, and Lewis, which would mean King would have to go and bat 3. We do have 2 warm-up matches. Can't remember who we're playing. I think it's Netherlands and UAE or something like that. So they'll work out what they'll need to work out from that. And it is Imran Tahir. So Imran Tahir will bowl, as expected, the final over of the power play. First ball, dot. Aaron said they'll be tempted to bat Reef at 3 and Holder at 4. Holder at 4? No. Holder's got nothing to offer with the bat, I'm afraid. maybe once every however many innings, but not enough to justify putting Powell and Hetmeyer and Pooran all beneath him. No, I'm not buying that. Holder don't have that acceleration to his game. Playing a miss from Seifert. Seifert's now faced 8 balls, 2 runs, soaking the balls up. Sky has offered nothing for TKR this summer. You can't be an overseas player and you're just stinking out the place. Whips that one off his legs, 1 run. Yo says, let's say King doesn't play right, and we open with Evan Mayers and then have Pooran, Hetmeyer 3 and 4. That's not happening. That's not happening. Rothman Powell is going to be splitting Pooran and Hetmeyer for sure, if not Reefer. Sachin says, I'm bringing a petition to bring Pooran back to Guyana. Interesting. Yo says, I love Hetty going up and showing Romario and talking to him. Yeah, okay. Oh, and again, it's a beauty from Tahir. Doesn't get the nick. Doesn't bowl him, but it's a lovely ball. Lovely bowling, I should say. Yeah, Vish says there's no way there's going to be 4 lefties back-to-back. Of course, that's just not happening. No way whatsoever. That's drilled down the ground. Quick run. But again, only 2 runs off this over so far. Very quiet. I'd say 45's par. They're not going to make 45. They're 42 for 2. 1 more ball to go for the end of the power play. Sean says Romario should focus on his batting. I know there's loads more comments, people, but I'm so far behind and want to do people the justice. Actually show you that I did see that you put a comment up. Aaron says, I don't agree with Hetman's tactic of bowling the new spinner in the power play. I mean, it's because of the left-handers, isn't it? Or it was because of left-handers. Anyways, that's the final ball of the over. 3 off it. 3 off it. And that's the end of the power play. TKR are 43 for 2 after 6 overs. Sorry, people, just updating the score here. Seifert, 4 runs off 11 balls. I hate when I see these soaking up. I hate watching these like soak up innings. Anyways, back to comments where people at. Sachin says I'm way, way, way back in the comments. Yeah, I think I'm 10 minutes back. But out of print, the principle is that I've still got to work my way through it, and find the relevant comments. I'll try and fast forward, though. Yeah, Morgan says that he thinks Brandon King's going to drop down the order as well to 3, 4, 5. Yo says, what were they looking for by sending Pooran to talk to Narayan about whether he wants to play or not? Yeah, I don't know why. It would have been better if Desmond had just lied about something than tell me that story. That will just get people talking. Priya says, good night. Good night to you, Priya. Happy to see it. Michael says, congrats on the growing platform. Easily the best of YouTube coverage and the most consistent 99.94. I agree, to be honest. I agree. I feel like it's the most natural of it. Like it's just 2 people just enjoying chatting about stuff. Yeah, Vish says, Sinclair looks like a tall lad. He'll definitely be an asset in the future. Yeah, he's got room to develop. I know he's highly rated in Guyana. Priya says she's neighbours with Multi. Unless he's not playing today. Vish says, I feel like Munro's looked decent all tournament without a big score. Seifert, though, was looking trash. Anyways, we're out the power play. Kemo Paul is bowling his second over. My eyes are stinging. Ooh, Munro feels for that one outside the off stump. Doesn't get anything on it. I am tired already. It's only this. It's only the 7th over, and my body is saying, "Boy." Priya says 100 for Hemraj tonight. I mean, if you say so. Fish says the way TK are going, he won't need to go 100. Anyways, Munro drives that one, but he can only find Sinclair at coming in off the boundary. Run rate is currently 6.92. Warriors have slowed this down. This is before Shamsi comes on to bowl his 4. Tahir still got 3. So you sense that Guyana are going to put the choke on here because Sifa is playing a match losing innings, 5 runs off 12 balls. Coming in like he thinks this is a test match. Gets away for 1. Fish says Munro hasn't pulled out the reverse yet. Probably a sign of how much turn is on offer. Anthony says, I'm surprised Fletcher didn't get selected ahead of Charles' World Cup squad. It was 50-50. It's 50-50. I'd already made my mind up that whoever got it. But also, I think people need to remember with the Fletcher Charles thing, it's kind of irrelevant because it's just a backup position. Again, slower ball cutter into the pitch. Munro can get nothing on it. 5 balls of this over, and only 3 runs off it. Yeah, they'll run that misfield by to here, and they'll run that. So 4 runs off Kemo Paul's second over. That's the end of the 7th over. And Trinidad off TKR of 47 for 2. This is slow going here. Guyana got the choke on them. Right back to the comments. Let's see where we're at. Rana says, has Romano's bowling action ever been questioned? I've never thought anything about that. Anyone questions Romano's bowling action? Marissa says, looking forward to yours and Santoki's preferred 11. Yeah, I haven't thought about mine yet. I need to think about that tomorrow. But we'll mention it on when we do the episode of West Indies on 99.94. We'll think about it. Again, no run again. Good field in there by, looks like Hetmeyer. Hetmeyer's lost some weight, Full toss. And Munro can only play that out for 1. Aaron says, if they aren't owned by IPL franchises, who owns the Patriots in Guyana? Well, Guyana are owned by local Guyanese businessmen, if I'm not mistaken. Patriots are owned, but I think aren't Patriots owned by like some Indo-Carib guy? Can't remember his name. I don't think he's Indian. I think he's Indo-Carib, but I could be wrong. Cosme says, wild to see Reefer and Oldine beating Andre out for a squad spot. Oldine was always going to get him. Reefer, I thought, was an outside chance. But it looks like 4 games of CPL was enough to get him into the World Cup squad. Cheryl says, I can't get to see the cricket on YouTube. You probably can if you search long and hard enough and find somebody who's doing a teeth. Find a teeth stream. And I've finally reached all of the comments. See, I got there in the end. 72 of you in the live. How many likes? How many subscribes? How many shares? That one does beat the covers and will go all the way to... Oh, nice, good fielding. Who is that? Who's that? Who's pulled that in? They're going to have to check it. Who is that? Ingram, that's it. I'm not sure if Ingram touched the boundary there. He looked like he looked like he was laboring around the boundary. He definitely gets there, but was he brushing the boundary as he got there? Yeah, that's 4. I think you have to say that's 4 probably. I feel like his hand initially, if you go back to the initial there, the initial picture when his hands is on the ball, I feel like he's touching the pad at the same time. Anthony says, why did Karai get selected in the squad ahead of someone like Fabian? Well, so the point is, right, they already have a left arm slow orthodox, right, bowler in Akil. So if they were thinking about another spin bowler, not that Fabian should be selected primarily or with spin bowling being his first suit, Fabian is already better than Akil is already better than Fabian in that regard, right? So then you have to think about they need an off spinner, possibly they need a leg spinner. So I get how they thought, well, are we taking Hayden? No, but we still want a leggy, and somehow they've ended up with Yannick Correa, right? But notably, and not many people have said it, there's no off spinner in the squad, so that wasn't 4. They only ran 2. Good fielding by Colin Ingram. So 5 runs off to his second over. It's 52 for 2 after 8 overs. I'm tired. I can feel the tiredness. So these two are, yes, Guyana are pulling it back. These two are also choking the life out of the innings. I can't remember the last time it was a boundary, probably in the 4th over. Don't know what Seafort's playing it out there. I mean, for the time being, there's only 8 overs bowled, but there will come a point where someone's going to send out some water, possibly at the drinks break after 10 overs, and say, right, here's the tactics. Javid says Chase isn't going to the World Cup for me. Yeah, he's not because he's not in the squad. But they still need an off spinner, or they should have selected an off spinner. Yeah, I'm not sure why Multi. Well, I'm not sure why people thought Multi should get in the T20 squad. He was never anywhere near my T20 squad. Tests and ODI is a different story, but T20 is no way. Fish, I agree with you, which is why when Desmond made the point about, oh, we already have a queue, I was thinking, yeah, but you're saying that like all Fabian can do is bowl. So yeah, I just think they've missed a trick there, but it is what it is. It wouldn't surprise me to see Fabian as a reserve of some sort. Yep, Michael, this is my point. There is no off spinner, right, or right-handed off spinner, I should say, in the side, right? So if who's doing that? Puran. So what happens now when they're bowling left-handers? They're going to ask Puran to bowl. It don't make no sense. You mean to tell me they couldn't find one right-handed off spinner? Yeah, it don't make no sense. All I can tell you is what Desmond Haynes told me when I asked him, and he said, "Oh, we looked at Chase, but we don't think he's up to optimal form after his injury." 98 of you in the live. Big up yourselves. Let's see if anybody's pressed subscribe. Big up the 5 people or so that have subscribed since the live started. Now, let's see how Aldean's going to bowl today. Michael says they could have picked Cornwall if they're looking for off spinner. Yep. I raised that in the. Oh, that's ordinary. Who's that? Ordinary fielding by Junior Sinclair. That should have been stopped. It goes all the way through him. And that's 4 runs. Bonus runs. Yeah, Anthony, I agree. That's why I think they haven't picked the off spinner, the right-handed off spinner. I think they've just said, I think our plan will be a pace attack and a kill, and that's it. But my thing is, I bet you other sides won't be doing a pace attack and just one spinner. But we'll see. Yeah, Sachin, that's correct. Yannick bowls a googly. Desmond Haynes spoke about that. Cosme says Cornwall's never making a squad. Probably got benched. Him, so he wouldn't keep racking up good. No, he got injured. You know, he had a niggle, which is why he was out of a few of the Barbados games. See if it goes after that one. Has he got enough of it? That's ordinary as well. Oh my god, the 43-year-old to here. He tries to do a one-handed stop down at where was he? He was down at like third man, running around from third man. Tries to do a one-handed stop and just one-handed pats it onto the boundary roll. That's ordinary fielding. Again, another 4 more bonus runs here. 8 bonus runs have come off Odean Smith's over here. It's not his fault. It's been rank fielding. 1 more ball to go. That allowed Seifert to get some runs. So 11 have come off this over from Odean Smith. Harsh, because 8 of those weren't his fault. Or at least 4 of those, if you the ball should have been 2 on each occasion. Right, final ball of the 9th over, Odean Smith. He's going to have to re-bowl that one. That's wide. Bit of a head loss going on here. If you'd like to support the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, read the description in the YouTube page. You can become a patron for as little as $2, £2 a month. If you'd like to support another way, press the super chat icon and you can drop us $1, £1, whatever it is. That's 1 run off the final over. Or they're going to go for 2? No, they go for 1. 13 off the over. Strong over there for TKR. Some welcome boundaries for them after a couple of lots of at least 3 sedate overs. Right, so Marissa, what Desmond Haynes said is that he said Pooran had spoken to Narayan, and I'm paraphrasing, but Haynes was like, the suggestion that Narayan gave is that he's not interested in playing for West Indies. I don't know why anybody bothers with this Narayan talk. He's made it clear he don't care about playing for West Indies. Like he'll always give the PR answer. These players will always give the PR answer that I love West Indies cricket, I want to play for them, but more often than not, people ain't interested unless it's World Cup time. And even Narayan don't care about World Cup time. If we're going to call it as it is, there's still an action issue with Narayan. If we're going to actually be serious, there's an action issue there. And why would he go to a World Cup to then lose his big bags after the World Cup? Yeah, here we go. Aaron. Yes, Aaron, that's my point. I don't get the Seifert pick in general. He's just, to me, just average. And this is what I'm saying. Like, I think TKR have probably picked him because he's solid, but he's not even been that this year so far. Carlos Brathwaite is in England, making good money being a cricket pundit and playing, obviously. Because, In the franchise leagues, he doesn't get called. International, this is my personal opinion. International, Narayan would be called quick time. Right, so Shamsi is into the attack, and he's bowled 2 balls so far, both gone for singles. Coming up to 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm in the yawning stage. We're not even at the halfway stage of Trinidad's innings. Lord, guide me and protect me. Again, well bowled by Shamsi, but Seifert's able to play that into the covers. 1 run, 3 runs off the over so far. Fish, yeah, in theory, they're supposed to call actions in the IPL. I've had it on very good authority that they work with Puran. There were games earlier on in this tournament for TKR where I thought Puran, Narayan. The games earlier on in this tournament for TKR where I thought Narayan was chucking a few. But in these suboptimal franchise tournaments, he gets away with it. Right, 2 more balls to go before we get to the Augusta drinks break. You see, when that Augusta drinks break comes, I'm coming off the screen for 1 minute to go get some water and splash my face. Again, Seifert's starting to find a bit of touch now, you know. He's still playing a match losing innings, but he's at least now working the balls into the spaces as opposed to just soaking up runs. 1 more ball to go before the Augusta drinks break. And actually, TKR are well set here. 70 for 2 with 10 to go. For once, they're in a position where Pollard and Dre Russ and the Ryan and Cole aren't coming in with a rescue job to do. They're going to come in with a platform to hit out from. So TKR will feel a bit happy about this at this moment in time. It's not perfect, but there's a platform. And again, worked in. It's actually good over there. They've basically milked Shamsi for 6 runs, all singles. And as we reach the halfway stage, it's 71 for 2. Drinks break. They say it's a chill break. I better take a chill break as well. Got to splash my face with some water, go get some grapes because life ain't easy. So yeah, there's halftime. There's halftime score. 71 for 2. Let me write some notes about this match report. Seifert. What's his name? Monroe. Partnership. Right, people, I'm off to go fill up my glass with some water. And I'm off to go get some more grapes because stressful out here. There's 91 of you in the live. Let's see how many of you have pressed the subscribe button. Since the live started, we've had 8 of you press the subscribe button. So we're currently on 3,061 subscribers. We're on the road to 4K, but by the end of this live, I want us to be at, I said 3,100. That's not happening. Let's try and get to 3,080. So another 19 subscribers need to come from somewhere. And also, let's think about pressing the like button. So let me just go into the like. Let me see how many likes we've got at this moment in time. We have got 30 likes. Nah, you lot are disrespecting. 30 likes, you know. If you're in the live, I beg you press like. It says 32 likes now. There's 100 of you in the live. So let's get some likes up there, you know. 32 at the moment. I'm going to go fill my drinks bottle. Throat is thirsty out here. Leandrew, look on the screen. The scorecard is there. I got the scorecard for you. Yeah, Vish, he is taking basically 4-stump line. Supernova, was Santoki disappointed not having Russell in the Rhino World Cup squad? He was advocating. He was, you know. When we record tomorrow, I'll see what he says. I haven't spoken to him yet about what he feels about it. I'm not bothered, to be honest. Right, okay, let me go get my drink. I'll be back in a minute, people. Let me come off this screen in the meantime. I had to go get myself some ice cream. See this? I had to get myself some ice cream. You lot think I can just stay awake just staring at the screen? Are you mad? I got this ice cream is gonna have to last me through the next 10 overs of this game. Imran Tahir is on to bowl his third over of the match. Boy, I'm dying out here for CPL, you know. I'm dying out here. When is this gonna end? Lord, guide me, save me, and deliver me from this evil. When when are these streams gonna end? Right, let's see what you lot are saying since I disappeared. Vish says it's a decent platform. Yeah, of course it is. This is the first time probably since the first game or second game since Trinidad, or skip saying Trinidad, that Trinbago have allowed more batters, like the batters in the middle to lower order, to actually have a platform to bat around, as opposed to, think about it, Pollard and Dre Russ have been coming in when it's like, I don't know, 50 for 4, 60 for 5. Like, it doesn't matter how good their team is, they're still a T20 innings is still a T20 innings. You're still gonna need the players at the top to set a foundation. And this is what Monroe. I mean, it's been slow going. The current projected score is 141. I think TKR will want minimum 160. Minimum 160, but probably they're aiming for 170. So they're going to need 100 off the final 10. You would hope. You would think that that's what Narayan Pollard and Dre Russ will be. Oh, nearly does in there. It's going to be leg buys. Don't watch me eating this ice cream, you know. Listen, there's no rules out here. I'm going to have to eat this ice cream because I can't just sit here. How you mean? Eat the ice cream, yes? 5 runs off to Tahir's over so far. Munro and Seifert continuing to milk the spinners for singles. And again, another one. 6 runs off it. 6 runs off it. Vish, it's not even a Magnum, you know. Look at this. It's a bootleg Magnum. Can you see the name? It's not even the real Magnum. Some bootleg thing. CCP ain't paying the bills. I had to buy the bootleg Magnums. This is why we need the sponsorship. Imagine. So I did the press conference today, and when I asked Desmond Haynes the question, Desmond went to me, is that the Caribbean Cricket Podcast? I recognize your voice. You're the guy from the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. I was like, yeah, that's me. He said, I really like your stuff. You see, when Desmond said that, all I was thinking in my head was, but we ain't got a sponsor. We've been out here doing this for time. We ain't got not one sponsor. No Carib Bear, no Angusta's Drinks Break, no sandals, nothing, you know? Nothing. We're out here just taping over our clothes because we ain't got no sponsor. Someone find me a businessman or woman who knows how to get a sponsorship. Tell them I'll give them a 25% cut of whatever sponsor they can get. Tell them I said that. I'm out here dying for CPL live games, doing match reports, all because we have no sponsor, you know. Right. Zed Faze says, what do I think about the spinners set for the T20 team? We're one short, is what I think. I don't think we've given ourselves enough sponsors. It's well played by Munro. Reverse sweep. He's cut the gap. 4 runs. Really good shot. He moves to 42. Moves to 42. Is it 42? Yeah, he sure he's on 42, hasn't he? 42 off 36 balls. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Zed Phase. We haven't selected enough spinners, which therefore reduces the number of options we've got. Well, he's not on 42, so I thought he was. Partnership is 47 off 50. Not bad. Nearly a runner ball. Setting the platform. Right, he's gone for that one. And gone. 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 Great catch by the big man Sterling. Shamsi gets the wicket. Yeah, excellent catch. Excellent catch from Sterlo. Shamsi strikes 82 for 3. Munro goes for 42 of 37. Good knock, though. Good knock. Strike rate of 113. And it should be Pollard, I guess, who comes to crease. No, it's Dre Russ. Interesting. They've sent Dre Russ before Pollard. That's a really interesting call there. And I have to assume that's because he's been given instructions to up the run rate. He surely is. He must have been given a license to frill here. But it's interesting to send him now when Shamsi. How do Guyana react to Dre Russ coming now? Do they continue with Shamsi into here or not? It's going to be interesting. Interesting. Key moment of the match here. Dre Russ has not been in any kind of form, really and truly, so to speak. Now, is Dre Rush smarting from the selectors basically treating him like a waste man? Is he going to create, maybe not today, but is there a statement innings coming from Dre Russ at some point in this tournament to kind of, because you know there's one coming, because when he does that statement innings, all of the people, not all, a lot of people in the Caribbean will then be like, oh, how come we've not picked him? So a statement innings is coming at some point before this tournament's over. And he's off the mark straight away. Sachin, what happened to dark side run punch? Yeah. We didn't. That wasn't. We weren't paid for dark side run punch. Actually, they just gave us the run punch for free, in the hope that they would get some people who'd want to buy some run punch. And actually, it worked for him, but we never went any further than that, really. Who's O'Shane, Javid? Do you mean O'Shane Thomas? Aaron says, "Did you guys get any money for cricket when you did that partnership?" Yeah, we did actually. It wasn't a lot, but there was a little something. We. Zedface says, "Do you think Hayden Walsh has been treated unfairly?" Yes and no. Okay, hear me out. Yes, on one hand, Hayden's been treated unfairly because I don't think captains, whether Pollard, whether Puran, whether whoever, have ever since that 2019 CPL season with Barbados. I don't think there's been any other captain who has told, like, almost put their arm around Hayden and said, "You're my gun bowler. You are my go-to guy." And as a result, that's why I think Hayden is so inconsistent, because he's never really given the mandate that you're going to get 4 overs, or he's never really given a clear run of games where it's like you're going to play the whole series. And I think his confidence just vacillates as a result. And that's why I think fundamentally he's lost his place, because he's never shown a level of consistency that allows him to be a certain choice. I would have had him in the squad, by the way. I wouldn't have gone for Karai. I would have kept Hayden Walsh in. But I get it. I get why they've chosen not to keep him in. Rana says you should approach Turtle Bay restaurant chain. Yeah. Do you know what? I added Jamaica Patty Company the other day. They liked it. And I was thinking, no, I never wanted a like. Hit man up in the DMs. So maybe I need to hit them up in the DMs. Eshwar says I'm muted. Am I? Well, that looks like it's out. Russell's fetched that one, and it's gone. Shepherd takes the catch. It's another poor innings. Tahir goes on his long run. The Dre experiment doesn't work again. 3 from 3. That's why you're not going to the World Cup, Dre. You can only go to the World Cup, Dre, off the back of being Andre Russell, if you had put in performances in the first few games of the World Cup which said, I am Andre Russell. You ain't done it, though. You ain't done it. And at the age of 34, West Indies have probably rightly said, you know what? You love to tell us when you are and aren't going to play. We're moving on from you. Yeah, that's how it goes, Dre. Go and make your big bags in IPL and live your life. Oh, Pollard not coming next either. It's Sunil Narayan. Interesting. I think TKR still need 150, 160. I don't even want this ice cream. I'm only eating it because I have to stay awake. And I can't do it without some kind of sustenance. Do you know what? Manscaped sent me an email. I think it was last year sometime. Imagine I ignored their email. I just ignored them, I might have to go back and find that email. Zed Phase, Devon Thomas, he didn't do enough when in West Indian colours, and hasn't done enough in CPL either. So I got no problem with him not being selected. Vish, I think Kimber's got Manscaped and then some other stuff as well. It's loads of patrons. I couldn't tell you. Kimber seems to have loads of stuff. Yo, if he's running from the spin, the thing is, if he cashes in on it at the back end when the spin has finished, like pulled itself out, then there's a line between running from it and good tactics. But we'll see. We'll know by the time the innings is over. Yeah, the cricket podcasts have Manscaped and the Shirt Company. I mean, I'm sure we could do Manscaped. In fairness, part of the reason why I've not chased down that Manscaped thing, it was a while back. We're talking like at least 4 or 5 months ago. But part of me is also like, I feel like you go on a podcast and they're all sponsored by Manscaped. And at the end of the day, sponsorship is sponsorship. But I'm also like, I don't know. I don't know if you don't get it. It's like, we're jumping on the Manscaped thing too. We're another podcast who's trying to tell you to go shave your balls. Like, I don't know. It just feels like, just feels done out, Yeah, that's a good point from Vish. Vish says if Seifert gets out, he's put TK. This is why it's match losing. It's a match losing innings. Like, you can do what Seifert's doing now, 22 of 28, if you now do stuff in the back end. We're in the 13th over. He needs to do stuff in the back end. But you just feel like he's going to get out soon. It's going to be a wasted innings. Anyways, Junior Sinclair is back into the attack for his third over. And Seifert plays him out into the covers for 1 run. Right. So I'm looking at this. Akil Hussain is in the hatch. Pollard is in the hatch. Pollard will come next no matter what, right? And TKR need to start. I'm giving the Ryan and Seifert 2 more overs of juking the ball about, and then they need to start going for it. They are not going to win this match with anything less than 150 to defend. Where are we? So Supernova says, obviously, if Desi wanted Russ in the squad, he would have been in regardless. Yep, correct. Do you think it was a message? Yeah, 100%. Reading between the lines of what Desi was saying, he didn't say it directly, but I sent a text to Santoki straight after the press conference saying if anybody had any sense and they read between the lines of what Desi was saying, he was basically telling Andre Russell to suck out. That's how I was reading what he was saying. And part of me was like, yeah, Dre probably deserved that, to be honest. You probably deserve, and Dre's my guy. I'm a Jamaican at the end of the day. Dre's my guy, but this I'll play when I feel like thing. Nah, I'm not on that. I'm not on that. So I kind of get it. Alexander, forget about the CCP podcast. If the West Indies doesn't get a sponsor, yeah, good point. Yeah, Rick, and money is money. Yeah, true. Got to get a sponsorship somehow. Yo says, got a question. You're doing this report to CPL. Can't they promote you it? It's a weird one with CPL, so I'll let you in on something with that. So it depends how long some of you have been fans of the podcast. So 2 years ago, was it 2 years ago? Or was it last year's CPL? No, because last year's CPL we did the match reports as well. So 2 years ago, I think it was the 2020 CPL and the COVID one. We did a deal with CPL where like we basically did the Caribbean Cricket podcast, but on their channels. And so if some of you go and find the CPL channel, you'll find like our interviews with Hetmeyer, Shay Hope, Spiceman, Josh De Silva, Carl Mayer. Some of them we've now migrated onto our site, but there's some on their site which we never migrated across. Like the Spiceman one? I can't remember. So we did all of these interviews on the CPL channel, and when that contract came to an end at the end of CPL 2020, there was an option to renew it with CPL, but I think we just agreed to kind of go our separate ways. And one of the reasons why we did is because I just feel like, and I don't know if it'd be different this time round, but at the time 2 years ago, we just felt like, and I mean this in the nicest way, because the guys at CPL are good guys, but we just felt that they didn't necessarily know how to push us, if that makes sense. Like maybe they didn't quite get what we were about. Like if I can toot our own horn for a minute, like we're pretty organic. Like, do you know what I mean? Like we're not a formal podcast. We can be. Oh, hold on. Narayan goes downtown against Sinclair, and that's a 6. That's a 6. And TKR moved to 97 for 4. Narayan moves to 8 of 5. Seifert is still there soaking up an innings, 24 of 30. So yeah, we kind of just agreed to go our separate ways and be like, you know what? Like, we've really enjoyed the partnership, but I just don't think they knew how to like push our content properly. Because if you think about it, here's the example. CPL, I think they've got, and Narayan goes after him again. Is there any man down there? Yeah, the man comes around. Who's that? Ingram comes around the boundary, and that should be 2 runs. And that's the end of the over. 11 off the over. And TKR 99 for 4 of 14. Let me update the score. So yeah, just ending that point. So if you go onto CPL's YouTube page, they have something like, I don't know, 800,000 subscribers. And we'd like to do a video, or we do like a podcast episode on YouTube for them. And I think we did one with, I think the highest one we did, I can't remember. It was Phil, maybe it was Phil Simmons, and we got 5,000 views on the video. Maybe it's more now. If I go and find it, might be more. But that was an exception. Most of the videos were like 2K, and I don't know. I was just disappointed in all that, because I'm like, I could do a video with just me chatting and get 2K. If it's like, I could drop a video tomorrow cussing out the T20 squad, and if I drop that on our YouTube page, it wouldn't surprise me if it got, I don't know, 1.7K views or 1.5. And I just thought, nah, man, what if we're with you, man, and you've got 800,000 subscribers? We're supposed to be getting mad views on these videos. So I just don't think they knew how to push our content properly. So we just kind of went our separate ways after that. But it was no ill feeling, because obviously the next year, they were like, listen, we need people who can write our match reports. Do you, man, want to stay up late at night and do it? And obviously it killed me last year. It killed Santoki last year, but we kind of got it done, and we just agreed to do it again this year. So there's an insight. Long story there. There's an insight for all of you, what goes on behind the scenes. But I think a lot of people think that we do this full time. Listen, no, we just fit this. I was just listening to this Trini fans saying no chicken curry, only curry chicken. Yeah, this is purely a part-time thing, people. This is purely it's not a hobby. It's somewhere between a hobby and part-time, but it's not making, don't under any stretch of the imagination think it's making loads of money. No way. So the 100 is up. Let me update the score, because I wonder how many, when we move to Providence, I wonder how many Trinis will go across to Providence. Is there a Guyana Trinidad game in Guyana? By the time I come back to the chat, somebody hopefully will be able to tell me. Seifert is 25 of 13. This is awful. What's he doing? What's the point of his innings here? Right, let's go get some comments, because see if I missed anything. Eshwar says Seifert's going to accelerate. Is he? The current run rate is 7.02. There's 2 balls left of Odean Smith's second over. He's got none for 17. Knight Rider's 103 for 4. Seifert's 26 of 32. There's 5 overs left after this. If he's accelerating, he needs to hurry up and do it now, because I'm not fully certain what he's playing at. Pulls that one from Odean for 1 run. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, poor match awareness from Russell. With Russell gone, Hetmeyer was able to go and get another over out of Sinclair. Yeah, Aaron, it was a combination of Jimmy and Phil. Both kind of said similar things, that we can't be begging players no more to play for West Indies. If you don't want to play, you don't want to play. But stop going on like radios and doing interviews and telling people you want to play when you ain't doing nothing to play for West Indies. Right, and that's the end of the over. 6 off the over. And now we're into the final 5. This is the acceleration point now. It's 105 for 4. 5 overs to go. I think TKR will want 50 runs minimum. That would take them up to 160. And 160 might be difficult to chase, I think. Remember that Akil Hussain is back for Trinidad. So that's 8 overs of Akil and Sunil that Guyana will have to negotiate. So I think TKR will be aiming for 50 runs here. So with that in mind, Seifert can't be going at, what's his strike rate at the moment? 81. Like, no, enough now. You're stinking out the joint. Like, it's now for him, it's now hit out or get out, because why else is he there? Narayan 12 off 9, he's going at a strike rate of 133. All right, let's see what some comments. Said Phase, are we going to do a review of the West Indies C20 team? Yep, we're recording that tomorrow. Look out for the drop. Fish says we got Indian presenters for CPL. Yep, I mean, it is what it is, Z Phase, we do have an Instagram page. Look on the look at the ticker tape below. Right, Shepherd back into the attack. Starts with a slingy, slower one outside the stump, no run. So yeah, at Carib Cricket is our Twitter and Instagram page. Do we get good ad revenue or CPM? No, I don't think YouTube is that well paid, if I'm honest. I also think that we probably don't understand how best to monetize YouTube. Don't get me wrong, it's nothing. It's nothing. I think that's stuck on the pitch, one run. I think with YouTube, unless you're getting super chats, I don't think unless you're getting super chats, you're not gonna make a significant amount of money off YouTube, because the general money that you get from like views and people watching the videos, that is minimal unless you've done a video which is like, I think you have to start aiming at videos that get regularly somewhere between 5 to 10k, and not streams. I mean recorded, because streams are if you get like super chat stuff, but recorded 5 to 10k to start to see not good, but just a flow of something. And we're not quite there yet. I think our videos get regular. I'm not counting streams. I think our videos are regularly somewhere between 1k to 2k, maybe. And then every now and again we do one which seems to bang for whatever reason. But that's not me fronting on it. Like, I'm glad for any of the audience that we get. And that should be out. Full toss by Shepherd. Has he got it? Has he caught it? And he's caught an excellent catch from Hetmeyer. And Seifert's painful innings is over. Shepherd gets his third wicket. It wasn't even a good delivery. It's just a full toss, and Seifert does nothing about that. Hetmeyer makes it look good with that catch. I thought it might have been a no ball, No, it's not. Oh, that's a great catch from Hetmeyer. Great catch. What an awful innings. What on earth was that innings? That was dreadful. Dreadful innings to watch, just soaking up balls. This is what I hate about... This is what I hate about these type of innings. You soak up all them balls, and then you don't even catch up in the back end. You still soak up the balls in the back end as well. Anyways, whatever. Guyana should be super happy. Trinidad are in big trouble now. 106 for 5 with 4 overs to go. Seifert wasted 5 overs of balls. So when TKR played Royals, at the halfway point, I said, nah, this isn't a track where you can just blast out. It's not that type of wicket. And then Carl Mayers came out and did precisely that. So I don't know, man. Like, maybe TKR are only getting like 140 because they're just not good, as opposed to the track being a track that you have to bat well on. What the hell? Pollard advancing way down the track. Gets 1 run. Shepherd 3 for 22 of 3. Good day's work for Romario Shepherd. I feel like that's certainly him speaking back to some critics. The clap back. Yeah, Seamus knows. So Seamus says making a living from YouTube is brutal. I don't know how people do it. Thank God I don't have to. But like, I think to make a living off YouTube, you'd have to be churning content every single day. I don't even have the time. I'm at work, but I think it can be done. But you have to be relentless. Who's got that drive to be relentless? I guess the people making money off YouTube. Yeah, exactly. So Yo says he's about 80k views regularly. Yeah. I don't think well, obviously I'm not about CCP, but I think you need 80k views to make a living. I don't know how many views you'd need to make a good supplementary income. No idea. Yeah, Alexandra, I agree with this comment, but I think the key here, or the issue here, is that, and if we look at it purely in the context of Andre Russell, Dre specifically wants to do his own thing, whereas lots of the other players were willing to meet them halfway. Right, Seamus says, I met a friend through his YouTube channel, and I eventually started doing it right for him. Yeah, when you say it was a money sink, Seamus, as in he was putting in far more money than anything he was getting out, you can't make money off YouTube. If you go in, well, you can, sorry, but if you go into YouTube thinking, yeah, I'm just going to make some money off it, like if you've got something like we've got 3,000 subscribers, right? A lot depends on how many views you're getting on the videos, but I don't think you can have the mindset of this is going to be something I make a living off. I think you have to start with the mindset of let's see how much of a supplementary income I can make from it. And the answer for us is nothing. I mean, not nothing, but you get what I mean. Anyways, the Ryan cuts that should come round for 2. They do. Sorry, I'm listening to Ganga's comments here on Shepherd. So Ganga's saying that Shepherd is a match winner with the bat, so should have been in the reserves for the T20 World Cup. I hear that, Ganga. But how many matches has he actually won for the West Indies with the bat? I think lots of people say he's a match winner. And then when I ask them what matches has he won, nobody can tell me. Me personally, I think Romario deserved to be dropped out of the squad. Why? Make him get his hunger back. We got this thing in West Indies where we love to reward failure. Like, force, like, you lot just want to let people fail. And then you want to then ask when they're failing, why are they failing? Come on, man. Just because the man has picked up 3 for 22 today doesn't mean you have to do revisionism and suddenly saying, yeah, he should have been in, actually. Look at the body of work since 2021. This man ain't been on form with the ball. Nah, man, I hate when commentators do that. And Ganga's my guy, but I hate when commentators do that where you suddenly see one good performance and then that excuses the trash that we've been watching for the rest of the time. Nah, man, I'm not into this short-termism where everything is dependent on the latest performance you've seen. Romario deserves to hold a drop. We don't, just because he's on 3 for 22 today, we don't have to switch up the story now. Pollard's struggling here. Let me give some credit to Chemo Paul though. See, this is Chemo Paul. Boy, I wish we had the Chemo Paul who broke out onto the scene initially. I think a lot of people have forgotten that. Look at that. Chemo's deliberately bowled that an off cutter into the pitch. Pace off. Chemo, when he first broke into the West Indies side and the regional setup, was one of the most promising bowlers we had. Injuries messed Chemo up badly. If we ever get that Chemo Paul back, Pollard advances down the crease again, plays up one off his pads. That's one run, and that's the end of the over. Knight Riders are 114 for 5. There's only 3 overs left. Can they even get to 140 at this stage? Someone's going to have to take a risk. Ryan is 17 or 14. Pollard 3 or 5. Again, though, like I said against the Royals yesterday, until Carl Mayers again proved that I was chatting nonsense. This pitch doesn't look like a pitch where it's easy to time it. But then yesterday, Mayers made it look like it was one of the easiest pitches to play on, unless Mayers is just in good form. So Shamsi comes back. He's going to bowl the 18th over. How many has he got left? Has he got 2 left? Surely isn't. I don't think they're going to bowl Shamsi out. They're not going to give him the 20th over. Surely not. Yep, Pollard clears the ground with that one. That Pollard saw that coming. Like he was already, as soon as the ball came out of Shamsi's hand, he was already backing away to leg, and he just hoiks that out the ground. 120 for 5. So BR Michner, says one of the worst T20 innings of the year. Maybe this will be a Polly Narayan cameo that gets him 50. I presume you're talking about Seifert's innings. It was dreadful. Dreadful innings, just going nowhere, just in a hole. Oi, tries to hoik him again down on one knee. He's lucky that doesn't get through his defenses. Instead, catches him on the chest. No run. Morgan says, done away with Seifert. This should be his last season at TKR. Supernova says, too many chefs in the kitchen. Supernova, run that comment back. What were you referring to with that one? Pollard goes again. I don't think he's got enough on that. Yes, he has. 6. Okay. So Pollard has now said it's time to go. 6.6. Are you supposed to bowl Shamsi this late in an innings? I don't know. And maybe Guyana have too many bowling options, because for me, Shamsi's not supposed to be coming in at the 18th over and the potential 20th over, having only bowled 2. Shouldn't you have bowled him out by now? South Africa wouldn't have him bowling an 18th and 20th. Pollard goes again. This time finds the man on the boundary. Oldin Smith, 1 run. Yeah, Javid, I've heard a lot of people say to me that Twitch is more profitable. I don't even know what Twitch is. And part of the reason why I haven't gone to Twitch is because, when you set up something already on YouTube, I know how it works. I'm not seeing YouTube as something where it's like, we must make money off this. And I think as long as you're set in your mind, like this isn't a live or die for the YouTube money thing, I think you can live peacefully with that. Yes, would I like to get some more of YouTube? Yeah, certainly. Why not? But I'm not out here offing my pant for YouTube, Sunil cuts that, and again, that's 1 there. So 14 runs off the over so far. 1 more to go. All of a sudden, the new question is, can TKR get up to 150? Might be, I don't know if that's too far out their reach, but Last ball of the over. Pollard back on strike. Will he go big again? Will he take Shamsi on? He does. Bold. Bold. Guyana are pumped up for this one. Can't lie. Yep, I think Pollard did the right thing there, though. It's 18 overs. Like, it's go big or go home. There's no point in juking it. Like, Fish says bad match awareness. I'm not sure I agree there. Oh, well, no, I see your point, Fish, because you're going to say, defend it and then go after whoever's bowling the last two. I see your point, but then there's also the argument, Fish, that there's only 2 overs left at this point in time with 12 balls left. Can you, with the score what it is, can they really afford to waste any ball at this point of the innings? Yes, and like you can say, so you're saying that last 2 overs is Paul and Shepherd. Yeah, I hear that, but it's 12 balls. Like, it's 128 for 6. You've got to get as many runs. For me personally, get as many runs as you can at this stage. Obviously, Yo is saying take the single off the last ball and attack the last 2. Yeah, I hear that. But who's bowling last 2? You sure it's Paul and Shepherd? I hear it, and I think I probably agree with you both. But I mean, for me, that delivery is in Pollard's arc to hit, and you lot want him to juke it back down the ground for 1. I don't know, man. See, Basil's saying the same thing. Big up Butch. Basil saying the ball's there to hit. It was there to hit. It's poor execution, but I don't get this idea that you must just juke it and for none or 1. Like, if a ball's in your arc, a ball's in your arc. Anyways, Chemo's bowling the 19th. Narayan goes straight after him and 6. And 6. Like I say, it's... If Pollard's out, Pollard's out. The equation is still the same. Whether it's Akil Hussain or whether it's Sunil Narayan, there are 12 balls left. Just go after them. So the idea that Pollard has to be in to be the one to go after them would be to pretend that Narayan can't hit 6s and Akil Hussain can't hit 6s. Obviously, Pollard's a better batter than both of them, but the match situation is still the same match situation. Go after every single ball and try lick them out the ground. Narayan goes after that one, off his pads, 1 run. Leg by. 131 of you in the live. Big up yourselves. I didn't even realize we got to that number. If you're new to the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Carib Cricket. We're on the road to 4K subscribers. Website, CaribbeanCricketPodcast.com. Yeah, welcome if you're new. We do these for some of the CPL games. I'll be back again on Saturday for Knight Riders versus Talawars. And then on Sunday for the 2 games, I think it's Warriors versus Royals. Is it Warriors versus Royals? Someone versus Royals. And then Knight Riders versus St. Lucia Kings. Again, Paul Chemo veers onto the legs there. Looks like another leg by. Was it another leg by? Or they reviewed it. Oh, they've reviewed it. I didn't see anybody signify that they reviewed, but Chemo Paul must have convinced Hetmeyer to go for a review. I thought that was going down leg, but I don't know. Maybe I wasn't paying enough attention. So, let me go find some comments from earlier that I've missed whilst we wait for this review to build. It's not a no ball, is it? Surely he's not bowled. It's a no ball. Wait. I need another angle there. I can't tell from I think you have to give him the benefit of the doubt on that. Or they either have to look at another angle or they have to give him the benefit of the doubt. But it looks close to a no ball. Sorry, people. I'm going to go back to comments that I've missed. Are they going to call this a no ball? I don't know. Right. Anyways, here we go. It's not a no ball. Is it out? Come on, man. That's going down leg. That's don't wasting time. Look at that. So Alexander says this TKR's team's poor form is a sign that times are changing and the GOAT generation are no longer miles ahead of everyone in regional cricket. Do I buy that? I don't know if it's about that or if it's about team construction and composition. So, for example, in this, forget waste of a review. Forget who's in this team. They don't even know how to construct their batting lineup. That's as much an issue as it is about GOAT generation and this, that. So I hear that, but I think there's some other supplementary factors that must be taken into consideration. Oh, Aaron. Sorry, I didn't even see this, Aaron. Thank you very much for the £2 contribution. For the live. Big up yourself. Every little bit counts and helps as the support. Thank you, Aaron, for the contribution. Big up yourself. Love to see it. Seamus says, all right. Yeah, Seamus, thank you. Yeah, I hear you on that. I assume, Seamus, that what happened was you were going too hard on it and trying to make it work. My biggest YouTube advice is, of course, you want to try to make it work, but just don't die for the YouTube. Like, do things when you feel to do them, not because you have to do them. That's wide from Chemo. I have to reload that one. Supernova says, will Chemo be disappointed not to be in the World Cup squad? I didn't have him in mind. I didn't think he'd shown enough consistency to justify being in there. But then Yannick Correa has got in off nothing. So maybe he would be disappointed. I say off nothing, as in he's not been in CPL. Basil saying, I think that's when I was going on about Shepherd. Everyone talks about his lower order hitting, but I dare anybody to find me the amount of matches he's won for the West Indies with his lower order hitting. Yes, so yo, this is my point. The only way I had Romario in my World Cup squad is if his role was redefined. Going forward, and I would say this for Romario for his T20 franchise career, Romario now needs to be considered as a batting all-rounder, a lower order hitter, slogger. Redefine him as that, and then somebody who might give you 2 overs in an okay day, 3 overs on a good day, 4 overs on an excellent day. So don't count on his bowling at all, apart from maybe 2 overs, maybe in the front or just out the power play. And then I think you've got a good player. The problem is West Indies and possibly even Guyana see him still as a bowling all-rounder, and I just don't see him as that anymore. Anyways, that's the end of the over. TKR have already got up to 140. Chemo admonishes himself, probably for giving away 2 wides and a couple of leg buys. How much is that? 2, 4, 12 off the over. Who's bowling the 20th? Romario's bowled out. Is it Shamsi? Oh, must be Odean Smith. Who are they going to give the death over to? It's 140 for 6. So TKR will want minimum 10 runs off this over. I don't know, people. Are we saying that 150 is a difficult target here? I don't know, I really don't know. After I saw what Barbados did to TKR, I don't even know if 150 is challenging. I think if they could, is Shamsi. Listen, I hope. Anyways, let me not say nothing because Hetmeyer's just these are the tactics. Shamsi to bowl the last. You'll probably get a wicket, but I've never seen Shamsi bowl an 18th and a 20th before. Anyways, let's see. It's out or slog basically, and that's a wide one. You'll have to re-bowl that. So that's already one extra. TKR 141 for 6 with 6 balls to go. TKR will want 150 plus, 160 if they can, but I think 150 plus is what they'll want here. Akil tries to fetch that outside the off stump, catches the toe end of the bat, 1 run. Michael says the English cricket scene seems slim. For some other sports, there are multiple creators averaging. Yeah, no, you're right, Michael. I just don't think. Obviously, you've got like the wee cricket guys, the village cricket guys, but cricket probably isn't a sport where you can do what you can do in football in terms of YouTube and multiple viewings. But what I would say is I generally don't think that reverse sweep from Narayan and he's gone, stumped. Shamsi does strike, Narayan goes. Shamsi gets his third. Narayan's walking, so he thinks he's gone. So Narayan goes for 26 of 20. Went for some kind of switch hit reverse. He just looked around and saw he was stumped and just walked off the pitch. Who's going to come out? Big Belly Rampal? Yeah, Rampal. Yeah. Yeah, that's rubbish from Narayan. That was some curry goat cricket shot. I don't know. Yeah. 137 in the live. Thank you, people. Like and subscribe. Actually, I need to look at what subscriber numbers are. I haven't paid any attention to that for a while. I don't know if TKR can get 150 now. Rampal would have to do something serious. Right, we're on 3,073 subscribers. I think when I started this live, we were on 3,053. So 20 subscribers, people. If you're new to Caribbean Cricket Podcast, press subscribe. Then you can go watch our archive. We recently released episode 73, an interview with the CEO of the Barbados Royals, Rajasthan Royals, Pal Royals. Really good interview with Jake Lush-McCrum, understanding the kind of synergy of multiple brands under the same heading or multiple teams under the same brand. And Rampal does go after that, but that's just one. That's good cricket though, because Akil needs to be on strike. If someone's hitting 6, it's going to be him. So 3 balls left, 1 4 3 for 7. Yeah, and press like, people. Press like. How many of you have pressed like? Let me go check how many likes have been pressed in this thing. See how many likes are going on right now. 53. Nah, you lost. Oh my god, 53 likes. Before this innings ends, I need everyone to press the like button who hasn't already pressed the like button. You're not doing me dirty. The kill does go after it. Has he got enough on it? No. Hetmeyer takes another brilliant low catch. It's another brilliant one from the captain. And Akil goes. Shamsi has 4. Akil holds out. If you're in the live wondering what I'm doing, I'm taking notes because I have to write this match report for CPL. That's another fantastic catch from Hetmeyer. So you lot talk. Sorry, I've already just gone back into the chat. So you lot talking about Twitch. So it doesn't have an algorithm, so your content won't be recommended. Yeah. So I think. Yeah. So Alexander, exactly. That's why I think people say press like and subscribe. I don't even know. I just say it because other people say it. But I'm assuming that you ask people to press like because then it eventually will trigger YouTube suggesting something from Caribbean Cricket Podcast randomly in your kind of YouTube algorithms. So yeah, big up yourself though, Alexander, for finding it randomly. Sawan says most persons said the Warriors was a weak team. I think it is a weak team. I think they'll be good in Guyana conditions. I don't have the Warriors as one of my top 2 or 3 teams. Does that mean they can get into the top 4? Yes, of course they can, but that's because everybody's beating everybody. Barbados are the only team. Hold on. Who's that? Is that Big Belly Rampor? 6. Big Belly Rampor hoiks Shamsi out the ground for 6. TKR 149 for 8. That roti belly is helping him, boy. Fish says, who's replacing Miller at Barbados? And De Kock, they're both leaving on Monday next week. So they have to replace both those players. Last ball, Rampal surely has to go for it. He does, and he'll get 1 for that. They might as well run back for 2. They won't run back for 2. And it's 150. Is that par? Now, remember, against Barbados, they only made 1-3 to him. I think Barbados chased that with about 20-odd balls to go. Now they've set 150. This is the highest score that TKR have got so far in CPL. Now, I don't know. People. 151 to win. I don't know if that's enough. I don't. Shamsi has taken what's 4 for 30, I think. I don't know if that's enough, people. I don't know. Remember that TKR now have Akil Hussain back. He is a wicket taker in the power play, out the power play. So they now have 8 overs that they should be able to rely on from Hussain and Narain. This is the only reason why I'm like, maybe this isn't as easy for Guyana as it seems. I don't know, people. Who you got? Who you lot got at half time? I think 160 is generally a pass score where you favour the batting side and say they should have a chance here. Obviously, the dew will be a factor. I don't know. I think this is okay. I'm going to say Guyana are favourites at this point in time. But as usual, a lot depends on the power play. If Guyana get off to a flyer in the power play, they'll win. If TKR take 2 or 3 wickets in the power play, Guyana will lose. So I think you'll know after the first 6 overs of Guyana's innings how tight it's going to be, or if the Amazon Warriors are going to lose. Right, people, before the restart comes. So if anyone's been in the live previously, what I now do is I do the first 6 overs of the reply. So the power play for Guyana, and then I'm locking off the live because then I go into the next room to write the match report for CPL. So I'm still with you for another 6 overs if you're in the live and if you're interested. Let me just run through some comments before I go get some more water. Take a break. My throat long. I've been talking for 2 hours, Throat is dry out here. Just find some innings. Find some innings. See what some comments. Just see if I'm checking. See if I missed any comments. Sachin says, Cricket West Indies should adopt the Alan Stanford model with regards to number of teams and mentors to increase our talent pool in not so familiar areas. I think CPL should go back to how the Stanford Caribbean tournament went. Just actually let Nevis in, let British Virgin Isles in, or I can't remember, let Montserrat in. Let's go back to that style of the game instead. It won't happen, but I preferred that tournament. Yeah, remember, yeah, so Stanford was a thief, but it was a millionaire thief. Yannick Raya went for almost 7 runs over in the last ODI. I think we placed a bit too much weight in the googly. He's been a batsman last year, but they've gambled. By the time the tournament's done, we'll know if that gamble was worth it. They've left themselves viable to a cuss-out as a result. Vish says, I don't think Karai will play a game. I don't think he will either. Oh, So Basil's saying that I didn't even. Of course they are. I didn't even realize this. Of course. So for those who don't know, South Africa are playing India. I think in ODIs and some T20s. So Miller and De Kock are leaving Barbados, and Basil is just informing us that Klaassen and Shamsi are leaving from Guyana. So I don't know who's replacing them when they leave after this Trinidad leg as well. And then last comment. So Yo says, why is this person interviewing people? Doesn't the Caribbean have presenters? They've got Joe Manning. Joe Manning was just in St. Lucia. I'm presuming they didn't fly him over to Trinidad. I guess CPL will do CPL, you know. I've already told CPL, fly me over. And people would screw if I was over there because they'd be like, why is this guy with an English accent out here doing CPL? They wouldn't care that I was born in Jamaica or etc. But I'm more Caribbean than her. And then last comment before I just go for a bit of a break before we come back. Mitchell says, happy they selected Evan. I can see him being a big difference making the World Cup. I know where we place him is tricky given the other players, but I think he's prepping well. Yep, can't disagree with that. Right, so people, I'm going to go for a bit of a break, all 5 minutes of it before Guyana. Sorry, people, I'm trying to write this at the same time. Right, so I'm just going to go for a tiny bit of a break before Guyana come out to chase this. So like I say, going to do 6 overs, the power play for Guyana. Then I'm locking off because I have to then go watch the rest and write the match report at the same time. Yo, for certain. I do it when I'm around my peoples, you know. So yeah, I'll be back. So just going to take a quick 5-minute break and I shall be back. Warriors will need 151 to win. See you in a second. Welcome back, people. Or I say welcome back. I'm welcome back to myself. So Darren de Pavilion will take the new ball, or should I say, open the innings. Say open innings. Opens the bowling for TKR. We'll count down 10 seconds. Is this a tricky total for Guyana to chase? All I'm prepared to say is a lot depends on the power play. Sterling is in for Hope. Hope got caught an injury just before the match started. That's probably a good thing vis-a-vis the Talawas, the Warriors. Right, let's move. So first ball, Dot. So let me just look at TKR's bowling options today. So 3 fast bowlers. So Hussain and Narayan will bowl 8. Rampur will probably bowl his 4. That's 12. Do Pavilion 16, and then it's about whether Seals and Russell get 4 between them if we go down to 20 overs. I liked Du Pavilion in yesterday's game versus the Royals. Good zip, good accuracy. His pace is uncomfortable to deal with. He was I'd say he was the pick of the bowlers for TKR yesterday. He was the only bowler who took wickets yesterday. So I mean, I kind of guess it is what it is, you know. First ball, he's gone for it. Is he out? Gone. Du Pavilion, just like I said, this guy makes things happen. Sterling's gone for a duck. It's none for one, just like how TKR started. They've lost an early wicket. Webster went for TKR. Sterling goes for Guyana, and they're up against it immediately. The guy who's supposed to get Guyana off to a good start gives it away. Russell chucks the ball into the ground. TKR are as pumped up for this. They are as pumped up for this as Guyana were pumped up for this in the field. Well. Sterlo. Big belly Sterlo. I don't know what that was still. Anyways, I support Talawas. This game's none of my business. Guyana, none for one. If they lose 3 overs in the power play, I think Guyana lose this game. Anyways, let me quickly check if, whilst I was gone, if people press the subscribe button, if they press the like button, or let me see if people are doing me dirty still. Being up for over 2 hours, I pray. Let's see if people have justified it with some likes. So, 65 likes. 65, you know. 3,000. Okay, so we've had 23 additional subscribers and 65 likes. Come on, guys, you can do better than that. Come on, man. Don't do me dirty like that. Don't let me go out like this. So Aaron says, I don't get why people have an issue with this presenter. No one has an issue with Danny Morrison commentating. She did a job. Yeah, so Aaron, I agree with you. I think I think the difference is Dool and Morrison have been involved with CPL for so long now that they've become synonymous with CPL. And I don't actually mind her being there. Like, it is what it is. But I think when you have someone like a Joe Manning, who's very polished, I don't know. I think it's pretty jarring to then go to a new venue and be like, well, we're not going to use him. We're going to bring someone from abroad. But let her make her peas, man. I presume it's some kind of play for the Asian subcontinent audience. I'd say the same thing if it was a male who'd come from India. I would have said, so why are we not using somebody from the Caribbean? But I mean, it is what it is. In terms of her herself, like, she's talented. Like, you can tell she's talented. She's polished. So, again, I think people need to be careful. Like, she's obviously good at what she does. But yeah. Listen, all I care about is Caribbean Cricket Podcast getting out there. So allow her. Let her do her thing. Yep, so Javid. Paul Sterling just not performing. Ah, interesting. Jaden Seals gets the ball. I don't think I would have predicted that. I would have thought Ravi would get it. But anyways, down the leg side, you'll have to reload that. I should point out that Colin Ingram came in to partner Chandrapur Hemraj. I think Chandrapur Hemraj is mad overrated, you know. $82 of you in the live. In fact, actually, let me go look what the views are for this. I feel like there's been mad numbers of people in the live today. If you like concurrently, so not concurrently, like in general. Let me see. Let's see the total views. So total views on this video so far, 6.6K. Big up everybody. 6.6K, bigger than yesterday's watch along. Yesterday's watch along, 6.3K. Today's one, 6.6K. Of that 6.6K, please make sure you subscribe to Caribbean Cricket Podcast. Go watch our archive footage. Got so much content on there for people to watch. Anyway, Seals back in. Hemraj pushes that through the covers. And that is that going to be cut off? That's just excellent timing. I feel like Munro should have tried harder, but that's excellent timing. 4 runs. Yeah, it's a good shot from Hemraj and Fins. Yeah, yo, it's a big match. Big match. I thought there would be a lot of views on today's one, concurrently and in total. 91 of you in the live at the moment. Let's get back over 100. Like, share, subscribe. Down the leg side, bowl that one again. Jaden Seals. Like, share, subscribe. Follow the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. We're on 3,078 subscribers. Press that subscribe button. Press that like button. Go follow us on Twitter. Go follow us on Instagram. Go follow us on Facebook. Search Caribbean Cricket Podcast. Pushed out to Munro, 1 run. So far, this Seals over has gone wide, .4 wide 1. Let's just check on Twitter, see if I've had anybody message me. Right, Seals back in, 4th ball of the over. And Ingram plays off his hips, 1 run. They might come out for 2. Yeah, 1 run. Okay, so 4 more overs after this, and then I'm locking off this live. So write this match report for CPL, and then going to my bed. What time will I get to bed today? 4 o'clock. I've got to be up at 6 o'clock to get ready for work. So Can I get 2 hours of sleep tonight? I pray, Lord, you bless me with the 2 hours. Wild drive outside the off stump by Hemraj. No run. Doesn't nick off. One more ball of this over from Seals. He's gone for 8 thus far. Hemraj goes for the wild hook. That's going to be taken. It's gone high. Who's going to get that? Dropped. Oh my gosh. Tion Webster. Tion Webster. Did he get, was it the lights? Was it went high in the sky? Maybe the lights, the floodlights. He's dropped it. He's dropped it down at long leg. Will that drop? Has he dropped the match? TK are definitely in this, though. They're creating chances. Anyways, Du Pavilion back on to bowl the third over, his second of the match. I'm going to say that this is a difficult chance only because of how high it is. Yeah, he had to reach out a little bit. He just didn't set himself in the right position. So maybe that is a bad drop, in fairness. Should have taken it. Oh, gets away with that one. Skewed off the outside edge. Drops into the outfield, 1 run. You're always saying that Guyana batting all the way to number 8. Yep, I hear that. Sometimes, though, we make the mistake of saying that a team has batting all the way to number 8. And then what the team does is always assume that somebody else can get them out of a hole. So the key for Guyana is not to allow Shepherd and Smith to come in where it's like, I don't know, something like 50 for 4 or something ridiculous. They need to have a platform to come in. Ingram works that into the leg side, 1 run. I can't wait to sleep. Not just today, in general, to catch up on the sleep over the last 2 nights. Again, no run. 12 for 1, 2.3 overs. Du Pavilion, 1 for 3 off 1.3. I think TKR need minimum 1 more wicket in the power play, if not 2. Driven down the ground, that should be 4. 4 for Hemraj. Hemraj moves to 12. 16 for 1. Would I put Puran in the test squad for Australia? No. But my argument now is in the same way I've taken receipts. I've noted all the people who have said to me that putting Correa in the T20 squad makes sense. All the people that have made the argument to me, I'm now going to turn around to them and say, Also, putting Puran in the test squad makes sense. I don't want to hear any argument about he hasn't played first-class games. There's no rules anymore. As he just got over the man. Hemraj took it on. It was a full toss. Don't know who the man was on the perimeter at mid-on. And Hemraj just squeaks that one over. Who cares, though? 4 runs. Yeah, it was all... Oh, he might... Who was it? Oh, Seals. If he'd backed off a bit more, might have taken that. 10 off the over so far. 1 more ball to go. I wonder if they're going to turn to a keel in the power play. Or surely go to Rampal. Oh, nearly ricocheted onto... Guyana going at 7s, 21 for 1. Off 3. Hemraj, the star turn at the moment. Arian, we're not beating Australia. Just don't even bother. Like, we're going to lose 2-0. If we can take any of those test matches to 4 days, then that should be seen as some kind of moral success. We have the bowling to compete in Australia. Who cares? We don't have the batting to compete. You know that one of those games in Australia is a day-night test match. That match is going to be over in 2.5 days, if that. Come on, man. People, be serious. We ain't been to Australia in time, and we're going to be going with a squad where probably only Craig has gone before. We're getting pure licks in Australia. We're going to get licked down. I'll still watch, but we're going to get licked down. Right, so Ryan gets the over. I thought they might turn to Rampal or Akil, but Pollard gives the ball to Narayan. So Narayan will bowl in the power play. He's clearly looking for a wicket here. Hemraj gets 1. Yeah, big up, Joel. I see you in the live. I see the other 90 of you in the live as well. Like, share, subscribe, do all that jazz. Two more overs to go after Narayan's over, and then you will see me no more, people, until Saturday night. I get 2 nights of being able to sleep. God is good. The thing is, Narayan's not a wicket taker anymore in the format. Obviously, he does take wickets, but wicket taking is not his primary suit as much anymore. But I feel like TKR will need Narayan to take wickets. It's not going to be enough to just go for, I don't know, 4 overs, none for 17. Obviously, it'll help, but I think Pollard would rather him go 4 overs, 2 for 27. Ingram fetches that one outside the off stump, 1 run. So typical Narayan over so far, 4 balls, 2 runs. 2 more balls to go the 4th over. Tired out here. 94 of you in the live. I've been here for 2 hours and 32 minutes. If we don't get 80 likes minimum, you lot have done me dirty. Again, another run. One more ball of Narayan's first over. What's he got up his sleeve? And it's no run. So 3 off the first over from Narayan. Usual over where he's kept it very tight. Rampal will now come in and bowl the 5th over. Russell's mindset is he don't care about playing for West Indies, and he's being exposed. See what the subscribers is saying. 3,080 subscribers. Love to see it. So how many have we had in today's live? 27 subscribers in today's live. Can we get to 3,090? Can we get there? 10 more subscribers. If you haven't pressed subscribe, if you like the live, press subscribe. Let's see if we can get to 3,090. Rampall in and Hemraj goes after it, and there's no one down there. There's no one there at backward point. One bounce for Hemraj moves to 19. Again, Hemraj goes after that, but this is well stopped by Seals. 1 run. So Ingram is 3 off 8. Hemraj is doing the heavy lifting, 24 off 15. Rampall comes in for his 3rd ball of the over. Ingram works that through the covers for 1. Again, Hemraj fetches that. Should be 2. No, it's going to be 4. It's going to be 4. Hemraj picks up another boundary. Guyana getting away here. Two more balls left of Rampall's over. 10. He's gone for 10 so far. A couple of 4s. He's going to need a dot ball at some point, or Pollard will want him to bowl a dot ball. Hemraj getting Guyana after not a flyer. I mean, this is about where they're at the point. I think Trinidad in the power play were like 44. So it's even Stevens. And giving it away. Gone. Hemraj gives it away. Rampall strikes. Hemraj got hurried up by that one, and Guyana have lost their 2nd wicket. I said if you lose 3 in the power play, it's problematic. Hemraj goes. So Hemraj goes for 28 off 17. Is that job done? No, I'm not sure about that. I mean, well, all I know is they've lost their 2nd wicket in the power play. All of a sudden, it's getting a tad bit sticky here. Yo, listen, I've never rated Hemraj, you know. Whenever people go on about Hemraj, I just don't get it. He's all right. He's average. I've never rated him as anything special. But I mean, argument to say 28 or 17, he's given Guyana a start. But I don't know, man. Something about that innings makes you feel like, have you really done your job there? Anyways, Henrik Klassen comes in as a new batter. This is the point I'm making, though. Guyana can't afford to lose too many early wickets because you don't want Shepherd and Smith coming in without a platform being set. So you certainly don't want to lose one more wicket in the power play. And Klaassen gets off the mark. That's 1 run. And that's the end of the power play. Guyana are 35 for 2. Who does Pollard turn to now for the final over the power play? Surely he turns to a potential wicket taker. Does he give it to Dre Russell? Does he give it to Akil? He's not going to give it to Narayan. He wouldn't give Narayan 2 in the power play, surely. So does he turn to Akil? I feel like he should turn to a strike bowler. I wouldn't give it to Seals. I would maybe give it. It's got to be Narayan or Akil. Surely you give them 1. Try and see if you can prize out another wicket. And it's going to be Akil Hussain, as predicted. So they turn to Akil. They're going for the strike bowling option. Right, so Akil, the number 1 bowler for, well, that's actually Alzari Joseph, but he's been one of the best bowlers in the world in white ball cricket in the last year. Can he return in? Has he been rushed back? That's the question about Akil. Now, has he got enough on that Klaassen? Yes, he has 6. First ball. He's dropped it short, and Klaassen puts him away as he should do. So, yes, as I was saying just before Akil bowled that ball, people need to remember Akil hasn't played since game 1 for Trinidad. How fit is he? That was a loose one straight from the top. And Klaassen gave it the treatment. Five more balls to go, people, before I look off this live. Klaassen goes again. Is that another 6? It is. That's out the ground, surely. Yep, it's another 6. Akil. Well. 12 off 2. Akil under the pump. This gives Guyana, certainly Guyana now have the advantage compared to where Trinidad were in the power play. How is Akil going to apply that two soft deliveries up top? This one tucks up Klaassen, no run. And again, that's another 6. Akil Hussain looks all out of sorts here. 18 off the over. 2 more balls to go. Akil bowling way too short here. Who cares though? Guyana will be like, Guyana should be cock a hoop. Akil's over. It's selling out Trinbago. Klaassen is seeing this like a football. He's on 19 off 5. It's all too short though by Akil. He's got to go fuller. He's got to go fuller. He's got to go quicker. He's got to make Klaassen think about this. It's just sitting up for Klaassen to hit in his arc. And again, he's gone. Akil strikes, and just like that, head loss from Klaassen. No need. Third wicket goes. 53 for 3. 3 wickets in the power play. You know what my views are on the power play, people. You lose 3, you go behind the 8 ball. Klaassen gone for 19 off 6. So that brings a Captain Hetty to the crease. What an over. 6.6 wicket. Shimron Hetmeyer's already at the crease inside the power play. I said earlier on in the piece, if Guyana make Shepherd and Oldene Smith have to come in with no foundation, because if you think about it, Shepherd is their number 6 batsman, Oldene is their number 7, but those two are both sloggers. You ideally want them coming in when it's like, I don't know, 12 overs and later. You don't want them coming in. So Hetty and Ingram might want to just do a bit of consolidation here and not do anything rash, not do anything too bold. Just set it up for later. But let's see. If it's there to be hit, do you hit it? And Hetty plays enter covers, and that's the end of the power play. Guyana at 54 for 3. So 54 for 3. Right, so people. Akil cussing the batsman when he was celebrating. How did he cuss at him? What, verbally? I didn't see anything, to be honest. I just saw him crossing his arms across his shoulders. But what I'm not going to do is pretend that he's the first person to cuss a batsman or cuss somebody. Listen, my thing is, it is what it is. This is sport. Like, you're either here to win or you're not. So no rules as far as I'm concerned. But people, that's it. I'm done. I'm going to go into the next room now, watch the rest of this game, and do this match report. Thank you to everybody who was in the live. Before you go, or before I go, or once I've gone, I'd appreciate if you press like. I'd appreciate if you press subscribe. I'd appreciate if you follow Carib Cricket. We're at Carib Cricket on Twitter and Instagram. We're search Caribbean Cricket Podcast on Facebook. I think that's everything, really. Become a patron if you want to help the Caribbean Cricket Podcast continue to grow. But that's it from me, people. I'm going to use the next 2 nights to catch up on the sleep that I've lost. And then on Saturday, I shall... Hetty cuts ramp all the way for 4 there. On Saturday, I shall be back for Trinbago. I think it's versus Talawars. Let me just double check. Yeah, for Trinbago versus Talawars. So anyone who's around, I'll see you then. Enjoy the rest of the curry chicken curry derby. And look out for some episodes coming out on 99.94, looking at the West Indies World Cup squad. That will be dropping soon as well. But thank you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your evening or morning, depending on where you are in the world. And yeah, all that's left for me to say is good night.
We rule the cricket world. Now the rules seem coming.
Welcome to the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, your one-stop shop for all things West Indies cricket. By the fans, for the fans.